Again, before I go further, I want to remind you that you're listening to one of the greatest stations around that's concerned about the community in particular. And we like for you to participate by calling those numbers below. Uh, and the numbers are 868 4336 or 868 0351. We got a lot of things we want to talk to you about, uh, but you need to remember when you call here to participate on the program, you need to turn your TV down and bring your pencils and your paper to be able to take necessary information that you hear here on uh, WHPR. The website is www.tv33 WHPR.com. We want you to participate. Don't hesitate. There's a lot of stuff that is happening today. Maureen is not here because she's on her way to New York to a conference. I just got back and woke up an hour, not quite an hour ago, and thought I had slept through the program. Ran here to try to figure out what was going on, and Junior here had to keep me on target because I couldn't get the time straight. I've been out for the last 2 days. Well, it had ended up being 3 days. The program, I mean the conference that I attended, along with several people from Michigan. We had two people from Flint that was at this conference. Then we had two people from the mayor's office from Flint that attended this conference. And we had about 4 or 5 people from Detroit, as well as one person from Highland Park. And so I think, Michigan was well represented at this conference. And the name of the conference was the Water Affordability Program. And, we're going to talk about that later. But we have before we go on, we have some things. We're waiting for certain people to call in because we have some very important things that we need you to participate in this week. Um, Come Monday, and I hope people will call in on this, we're still engaged in the Poor People's Campaign. This particular Monday in Lansing, we will be talking about and demonstrating around the question of water. It was so good to be at this conference and to see all the people that were there, because it must have been almost 200 people at Penn State University in this room that could accommodate about 200 and some people, ready and will from different cities and states that are interested in the water affordability plan. Uh, we will talk about this a little later, but that's what we will be concentrating on Monday in Lansing. And should you be interested in this, and you should be, because a lot of you sitting out there don't even have no water, because you're afraid to probably go and talk about your water situation with the water department, not knowing if they're going to directly be on with the Department of Health and Human Services to snatch your children should this happen. They find out that you have children in the house. This program, the Water Affordability Plan, is one of the most unique programs that can not only help the vast majority of people out here that's living below the poverty line to be able to happily be at home and don't have their water shut off. And also would help the municipalities, because the capital outlay would be much better than what is happening now, and we could probably put it back into to the infrastructure to do something with these roads and the deteriorating situation that is happening around in our cities, with a lot of people with their homes trying to keep these homes going and what have you. But that's, we have to get our elected officials to the point that they begin to think in our interest and not in the interest of the corporations. I don't know where the people are that's supposed to be calling in tonight. I see maybe they have cramps with their fingers, but we need you to call in and give out the necessary information so people can participate in this upcoming event. Another thing that has happened, we want people to participate in the moral Saturdays that we've been having for the last few Saturdays down at the uh, Detroit Water and Sewage Department on Randolph. We start at 12 noon, high noon. We've been talking to a lot of people that pass there and toot their horns, come and get information on why we out there, and they say we are with you because this should never be happening in this state, with people utility being shut off, particularly water. So we're asking you to come out also and voice your opinion, participate in the activity that is going on. It's just 1 hour of your time. 1 hour of your time that you can put in to fight for the interests of the vast majority of people out here to be able to have water, which is a human right. Human rights, the ability of children in homes to be able to turn the faucet on and find out that they can drink some clean water. And that's who the conference, uh, one of the people that sponsored the conference in Philadelphia that we just attended, was from the Clean Water Organization, and they had a lot of information. And I wish we're gonna probably approach them to have the same type of conference here soon, because we need to educate not only the politicians but the community, to make people understand that we don't have to live the way that we're living and being afraid to call and participate in our government, because they think that they will probably come out to your home and turn your water off or what have you. Uh, on on tomorrow, we hope that you will meet us at the water department for 1 hour. 1 hour is all we need tomorrow for you to show up and to make sure that probably your neighbor, your children, I mean, even your grown children have the opportunity to have decent, affordable, clean water for them as well as their children. And we want to say over and over again, given uh, the past reports that have come out, even from the various people that in the health department and the people that are part of this water fight, here in Detroit, we have found out if one house on block water is shut off, and all this lead and what have you ends up coming together, and in while that water is shut off. Once they shut that water back on, the rest of the homes on that block will be having problems with lead also. So you better think about your own future. If you're so individualistic and only think about yourself, even think about the fact that you don't want no lead in your body. And I'm very concerned about the children of Highland Park. Some people are saying that it's the lead in these old houses of ours and stuff. That, well, if that's the case, why don't city council as well as the mayor and everybody get out and help people to get all that old lead out of people's houses, and we can live in safe environments and help people to restore these homes. At one time, people could depend on that. You get a home in a certain area, and you end up feeling good because the city has been awarded some type of funds from the federal government for the to help people in the community to take care of certain problems they might be having in their home, such as the ability to have your roof taken care of, your furnaces taken care of, and because you want to stay in your home and you want to be a part of your community, we got to come together and find out who the real enemy is in order to go forward and make sure that everybody has the right to be able to uh, live in decent homes and not at the expense of someone else. But all of us have that right, and that we end up with the opportunity to enjoy life. I look like we have some callers here. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Good evening. Also, there's
Can
the
you
march
talk
and
up a
the
little
rally.
louder, please?
Huh?
I can't hardly hear you. Can you speak a little louder?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Also, there's the march, rally, walk for water affordability Saturday tomorrow at from 3 to 5 at the Avenue of Fashion. And it's at Mike's Fresh Market, Detroit. The phone number is 313-279-0608. 313-279-0608.
And you said
And
that's where now?
I, huh?
Where is that?
It's gonna be at the Avenue of Fashion, Mike's Fresh Market. That's on Livernois.
It's on what street?
Livernois Avenue and 7 Mile.
It's on 7 Mile and
Livernois
oh,
Avenue
Livernois and
and
Seven
Seven
Mile.
Mile
Okay. Did y'all hear
from three
that?
to five.
From 3 to 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. And the phone number is 279-0608.
All right.
Okay, and I saw Monica talking to the council about making the water clean and affordable.
That's right.
You know she threw down.
See, because that and that becomes key, because not when you make it. Most people say, "Well, make it affordable." We want to make it clean also.
That's right.
Clean water.
And I'm glad you brought the point up that when you cut this water off and turn it back on, that it's still causing more hazard.
That's right. All
Thank
right.
you. I will continue to listen. If any more information I scroll through, I'll call you back.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Uh-huh. Good evening. You on the air of Welfare Rights. Welcome. Hello?
Hello.
Can you speak up?
This is Carolyn.
Who?
Carolyn.
Oh, Carolyn. This is one of my babies. And Carolyn's been one of the people that helped organize the Poor People's Campaign. All right, what do you got to say, Carolyn?
Well, I've been in D.C.
Can you
for the
talk
past
up a
couple
little
of weeks.
louder? Well, hold on a minute, Carolyn. I don't know where Junior is because we need to turn this thing up. If anybody out in the front room, please get Mr. Junior to come in here and turn the speaker up. But go on, if you can speak a little louder, Carolyn. Your,
Okay.
your TV
We've been.
turned down?
I've been in D.C. the past couple of weeks with the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival.
Okay.
And so in D.C. and across 30 states, we have been doing simultaneous action. Um, you've probably heard and seen a lot of the action here in Michigan and Lansing. A lot of the same things that have been going on in D.C. as far as with the rally and direct action has taken place. Last week we was around militarism, where we had veterans from about face, and we had others impacted from militarism and the war economy that came to speak and take part in the direct action. We went to McConaughey's office. We had about 39 people who participated in direct nonviolent direct action. Um, what's been happening is the police have not been handcuffing people. They've been ushering people off to the side and trying to do it quietly and give citations. Um, and they move people out of the spotlight, and they move the more witnesses out of the spotlight, so we're not getting a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's been the tactic that they've been doing over the past three weeks. Trying not to draw a lot of attention, trying not to get a lot of press. But it's been hundreds of people coming to DC every week, taking part in these actions.
Well, thank you, Carol, and we really appreciate that update. I know we have it going on. It's been pretty successful here in Michigan. You know, people in Michigan slowly moves at time, but once they get to moving, watch out. And not only Michigan, like you had said, people around the country, 36 different states, is it?
Yeah,
And I mean, we're pretty sure it is growing each week, growing, because people understand that you can't sit back and don't be affected by what's going on. Um, there, when I looked at the sisters that was there from Flint, Claudia and Clara McClinton, they have been out there in the streets organizing for years, you know, but at the same time now they're some of the ones in the forefront of the fight in Flint right now. And now they're trying to set up some type, you know, look at the whole question and expose more and more people there have been affected by the poisonous water that is there. You know, we got to, in the same time, Carolyn, I think that one thing we're going to have to do is start calling for the governor to be put in prison, because he is the main character behind the situation that is happening in Michigan. You were the governor at the time that this happened, then you're going to have to be the one that the responsibility to be responsible for what you were the governor on. And you know, I think it was really clear yesterday. One of our people had said from Michigan, just like you know, they can go and arrest Kwame Kilpatrick and put him in jail for years. They should be able to also go arrest the governor and put him in jail for umpteen years for the crime that he has waged against the people of Michigan. So thanks, Carolyn, for calling in. Uh huh. Come on now, let me hear from the people that are doing the organizing around the Poor People campaign here in Michigan. I know you have something to say, but while we're waiting, you know, good thing about the Poor People's campaign, there's some real good. Just a moment. The sound system is low. Junior. Yeah, it's been kind of low. Excuse me. We have to deal with. I can't deal with the technology over here. And okay. Um, I just want to while I'm sitting here, you know, we want to make sure that you get some of this information that is floating around. Just this last week in the People's Tribune, uh, there's an article. We would hope people will get these papers. You can get them in different places down at Central United Methodist Church, where our office is located. Why is housing not a right? Everybody in the United States should have the opportunity to have a decent, affordable house. Um, and it says in the U.S., as of today, 3.5 million people are without homes. Yet 18.9 million homes stand vacant. What does that tell you? You should be angry that this type of situation is going on, because as long it's just like with water. On the one hand, if there are all these vacant homes that exist throughout the United States, and your home is one of the ones still on the block or what have you, then you got problems. You don't even have a community. You just the little house on the prairie. Again, these statistics are way out there. In the U.S., 3.5 million people are without home, yet 18.9 million homes stand vacant. That is criminal action for against these people that claim they represent our interests. At one time, when they needed people to do certain jobs and what have you, or go to the war for the rich and what have you, which they're still doing. Um, they built some homes for folks, and people were able to afford them. I know General used to tell, my husband used to tell the story over and over again. People would send pictures home to their families in the South to try to get them to move in certain areas where they are. And the pictures would be them standing in front of their new homes and telling them, come on up here that you can get a job. That doesn't happen no more, because there are more vacant. It's getting to the point. How long you think it's going to be before your house is vacant because you can't afford the high property taxes, or they rezoning the area for the benefit of the corporation at our expense, and don't have hearings that people could get to nor know about? They put the notices in papers that we don't even read, nor even have the opportunity to see them. And they have these hearings and say, we had hearings, and the people went along with the plan that we have designed for the community. And that's at the expense of the vast majority of the people in that community, who's going to end up with no home, nowhere to live, but out on the street. I don't know what people think. I don't know how long people are going to be able to take this, and people, I know if my children or my family had been facing evictions and stuff, I would have packed my kids up, went right down to City Hall, and they said, y'all gonna have to leave. We said, no, you have to leave. This is our this is our property. You have the opportunity to serve in this facility in our interest. So we're staying here until you find quality, adequate housing for our children that are affordable homes, as well as clean and a decent community. So, we got to do about, we got a lot of seniors out here that need to be able to have decent homes also. They need to be able to have the same kind of decent, affordable places that people that have had the opportunity to have a good pension and what have you are living out in some of these facilities that we cannot afford. You didn't live to be over 60 and what have you, and you like to be in a place with people that are just around your age half the time, and enjoy the opportunity to have swimming pool there, good food, being able for your children to visit you, and to have good friends there. But that's not what it's all about now. You get a certain age, not are you looking at the possibility of not having no insurance, you're not going to have no health care. So again, either this land is our land from the California whatever that song is about, from California and what have you, all through the countryside and everywhere else, or are we just gonna give up and say, Master, you can have it at our expense? Again, let me repeat: we're looking for you to show up in the morning. Don't give me no excuse. At the Detroit Water and Sewage Department, and voice your opinion concerning what is happening here in the metropolitan area when it comes down to it's supposed to be a facility serving the whole of the community and not just a portion. uh, Come down there with us at 12 high noon. And those of you that can come even, I mean, participate even further, we need to start going every way that we can to show folks that we are a part of different movements that are taking place. And remember, at 3 p.m., there's another demonstration at Livernois and 7 Mile out there around the water affordability plan. The water affordability plan was a plan that was designed in the late 90s. We began to get help to help us to design a program in the late 90s because we had too many people coming into our Welfare Rights office having problems with utilities. They would talk about lights and electricity, but when we dug a little deeper, it was Maureen and I at that particular time. When we began to dig a little deeper, we found out that people, water was off, and they were afraid to call for help. And in turn, we got on with Congressman Conyers at that time. We got on with some of the people from Highland Park's City Council and from Detroit City Council, because we wanted to make them aware of the crisis that was rising in our very metropolitan area, you know. And it became, we said we're going to either do something about this, or we're going to face some crisis in the future. At that time, Congressman Conyers, and this was during the holidays of the late 90s, he said, why can't we have everybody that's representing one of these cities at this particular meeting hearing in Highland Park? Why can't we get you to turn the water back on? You can't have a furnace operating without the water. So you not only you punishing the people for not being able to have the necessary funds to be able to pay for their water bill, but you're taking away the ability for them and their family to have heat. And you always talking about how you want to have some some great holidays. Come home for the holidays. But with that time around, people were coming home to cold houses. They were coming home to the fact that they didn't have water to be able to cook with, because not only was their gas off, they didn't have no water. That's what we're going towards now. Ask the people in Flint. I'm going to make sure that probably next week we have them to call in and give you some description and make you understand how they have to live up there. And you know, the best thing that they feel, even when some of our water warriors are in places and they been invited to be able to speak somewhere, they feel so good of having the opportunity to stay in a hotel and to be able to have a decent shower. Let the water just run over them. And two, the fact that if you visit some of the people in Flint, you will see what is happening to their skin, what is happening to their children not being able to have, gonna be able to have uh, 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 a decent future, and you look at the seniors not being able to live. Again, I don't want people to have to go through that. That's why we stay out here fighting in the interest of not only Michigan, but throughout the country, that we should be able to thrive and not just barely survive. Again, come out on Monday if you need a ride to Lansing. The People's Water Board, our water board, not the water board that was created by some mayor or appointed or what have you, but our water board that we created for the community and what have you. Our water board is open to trying to help people to get to Lansing. So if you want to call our office, we will check on the phone calls. Leave a message this weekend. And the number is 964-0618. 964-0618. And we will try to match you up with people that are going to Lansing to be able to be witnesses or and participate in the opportunity to let the country know what is going on in Michigan is not what the lies they put out by the officials, thinking that everything is hunky dory and everything is going down the hill. So again, come out for tomorrow and come out at at not only 12 high noon, but come out again at 3 p.m. and on the Avenue of Fashion, and let everybody know that we're concerned about the fact that we do not have a water affordability plan. At this conference we attended on the 31st, I mean on the 30th and the 31st of this month, this in Philadelphia, we heard the story of the water ability plan that have been implemented in Philadelphia. How they have now been able to not only uh, have a program that people are enjoying because there's much less people not having the ability to have water. They have enrolled in the water affordability plan. It was hard getting folks to come and make and get it in people's head that this program is for you and for the vast majority of the people to be able to enjoy um, water, to be able to have a much more decent life. Yeah, because people didn't want to believe it. They thought it was a trick or something. But people now are enjoying something that we don't even have the opportunity here in Michigan to have. We have city council in Detroit, where we first presented this program. The very first time we introduced the water affordability plan was under Kwame Kilpatrick. And the water department he sent in there, they didn't want to hear it. They claimed they didn't have the money and what have you. And when the head of the water department found out that Marianne Mahaffey, it was instrumental with city council at that time to attach the water affordability plan on to some of the programs that the water department had submitted to city council. So he finally gave in and said yes, his department would go along with this program. And when he was asked, the head of the water department, I didn't forget his name, um, he said that he had $5 million that he could commit to this program. I'll come back to it because we have some callers. Good evening. You're on Welfare Rights. Welcome.
Hello,
Hello.
Mr. Kramer.
Yes.
Hi, this is Nick Hammer.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I I just wanted to tell you that we my
Hello.
wife and I were both out at protest last day.
What are you saying? Say it again.
That my wife and I were both at protest last Saturday down at the water board.
Oh, do what? Your phone is going in and out. We're having a hard time hearing you.
All right.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of echo, unfortunately.
Okay, you good now. Now
Oh,
make your announcement again.
so I just want to first of all thank you for your good work.
Mm-hmm.
I want to encourage people to be there tomorrow at noon,
High noon. That's right.
and to just let you know, Karen and I were there last week.
Oh, thank you.
We were real glad to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Maureen was making very informative remarks,
Mm-hmm.
as was some other folks that were there.
That's right.
And we had also come to bring attention to another water issue that we're confronted with here in the state of Michigan, which has to do with the practice of fracking
Yes.
to get volumes and volumes of natural gas by using millions and millions of gallons of water, which, because of the process, gets contaminated with all kinds of evil chemicals and will affect our water supply all over the state of Michigan. So there's been an ongoing petition campaign to put this issue on the ballot to let the people of Michigan vote on whether they want to have this practice continue.
Very good. You'll have those petitions out there tomorrow?
Well, unfortunately, we'll not be there tomorrow, but I have a number where people can call to get petitions.
Okay, you want to give it out now?
Yes, I will. 231
231
944
944
8750.
50. Okay, that for the petitions, 231 944 8750. And the petitions are for what now?
To
Again?
ban fracking in the state of Michigan, to ban the mining for natural gas using Michigan's water, highly pressurized water,
Okay.
as part of the process of extracting the natural gas.
Well, I want to say thank you for that information because that's what these private companies are trying to do is take all our water for their benefit and when you're going to look up because they constantly polluting the earth and they keep doing that, more and more of us going to die. Okay, thank you. We got folks on the
You
line.
got it.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Good evening. You are on Welfare Rights. Hello? Hello? What happened? Hello? You're on the air.
Hey, Marion, can you hear me? It's Ann.
Yes. Hey, Ann, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm calling to let people know about the Michigan Poor People's Campaign action happened on Monday.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to be gathering in Lansing, Michigan at 12:30 on Monday. And we're going to be meeting up at the First Presbyterian Church, which is at 510 West Ottawa Street.
West what now?
Ottawa. That's spelled Ottawa. AWA.
That's for Lansing. And what about people that's probably in Detroit? You know the phone number for people to call and probably get a ride up there?
Well,
I know
there's,
the people.
these days everything's online, but there's a website where you can register for a ride, and I can give you that
Yes.
URL. I don't know if that's helpful. Or,
What?
well, that actually, what they can do is they can go to the Facebook site. Just go to Facebook and type in Michigan Poor People's Campaign, and
Uh-huh.
you can get to the event and everything.
Okay.
Also, I can give people the address where the bus is leaving from, because I have a feeling there'll be enough seats on the bus that people can just show up.
Okay, and where is that in?
It's going to be in the old Kresge building. It's now called the Michigan Center for High Technology,
Yes.
over at 2727 Second Ave.
Uh-huh. That's over by Cass High School.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
And the beautiful, what's it called? The Masonic Temple.
Yes. And that and I we have to be up there by 12:30. So it's good if you want to show up, you need to at least be down at the old Kresge building, at least around what are you saying?
10 o'clock
10 o'clock.
would be good.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what office should they go to?
Well, they should just meet in the parking lot over
Okay,
behind the building.
okay. Oh, the parking lot on Third.
Yes,
Uh huh.
exactly.
On Third. Uh huh.
You got it.
All right. Thanks for calling in, Ann. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad to hear my sister's voice.
Hey, my pleasure, and thank you for your fabulous show. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Good evening. You're on the air of Welfair Rights. Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
hi. Can you
Uh,
hear me?
who's calling?
Valerie Jean.
You're going in and out, Valerie. Is that your phone?
I'm not sure.
Huh?
Should I call back?
Now you sound good.
Okay, good. And I also wanted to say I saw that
Can you talk a little
Ann
louder?
had talked about the Poor People's Campaign, but folks that come for the bus can park their cars right there in the gated lot. We've got it all secured for them.
Say that again. I can't hear you.
The folks that come to ride the bus, they can park their cars right there in the gated lot for the day. We have it secured for them.
Are you talking about at the old Kresge
Press
building? And that's on the
building, yes.
corner of Third and what?
Oh, it's third.
Temple, right?
It's 2727 Second Ave, so it must be like Fast and Third.
Huh?
It's right behind the building. There's a gated parking lot.
Okay. All right. Did y'all hear? Say it again, Valerie.
There's a gated parking lot right
Uh-huh.
behind the building. You can park it there the day. Just jump on the bus and come home from the bus, get back to the car. We
And
have it
what
secured for folks.
what time you think the activity will be over with?
I don't think that they'll be back until like
I'm sorry.
5:30ish. For
Okay.
sure, the bus won't leave until 4. Leave Lansing until 4.
Valerie, what have you seen happen? You want to tell the audience anything about all the people that have been coming each week?
It's been so beautiful. So the first week we had hundreds and hundreds of people join and come meet us at the church, and then around, and then we had a spread action where we shut down the
We
street.
need you to speak up.
Can you hear me?
Yo, yes, now.
Okay, very good. So every week the numbers have doubled. People have been coming in the hundreds. We meet at the church ahead of time. We have lunch, and we talk about how the day's going to unfold. And the people who are going to do direct action have an actual direct action training that morning.
Mm-hmm.
Their second direct action training.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do a rally right there at the Capitol steps. And
Okay.
then there's a direct action and a specific target for each one. All 3 weeks have been amazing. People from all over Michigan have been coming to not just witness this, but put their bodies on the line, stay there until everybody's out of jail, bring food, bring donations. It's been a beautiful show of community and intention to actually abolish poverty.
Well,
The
thank
Poor
you.
People campaign in Michigan has been extraordinary and historic.
And it's going on, which is great because people understand if we don't take a stand, we have no future.
That's
Our
right.
children have no future. And so, stop being selfish. Get out here with the rest of us, and let's
We
do
need
so.
boots on the ground.
On the ground.
Yeah,
Thank you for calling in, Val. I'm looking forward to Monday because we're talking about water,
that's
and
right.
I love water. you know, I don't have to turn my faucet on and experience what we have experienced over here in Holland Park before. That the water is uh, yellow in one room and brown in the other room, and you can't
Disgusting.
drink none of it. So
It's
thanks again.
unacceptable.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And we hope to see everybody in the streets on Monday in Lansing. We need you there.
And we need them tomorrow evening. I mean, tomorrow at 12 noon.
Tomorrow at noon at the
Let,
Detroit Water and Sewage Department, um, we are all meeting, and we're going to rally and protest, and we're going to fight against the mass water shutoff.
and there's another event at 3 o'clock over on the Avenue of Fashion at Livernois on concerning the water affordability plan. Let's begin to rally around that water affordability plan. Let's begin to make this state understand we're not going to tolerate all
That's
this
right.
poverty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Hello, you're on the air. Hello? All right. It look like they're gone. They can call back. I hope to see you tomorrow. We want you to bring some chairs if you can. Bring you a chair where you can sit down and be able to, you haven't had the opportunity to sit on the sidewalk like we used to do. We would sit on the porch and watch the activities that is taking place in downtown Detroit at our expense, and get to know your long lost neighbors that probably will be showing up also. And not only that, let people know if they don't come and visit or come and be a part of the activity, their homes or their families might be next to face the possibility that they don't have no water, that they getting evicted because they don't have the money to pay for these high property taxes, and they might not end up with no insurance. So again, this is an opportunity for you to begin to take a stand against all this injustice that is going on around us each day. This is our country. Let's take it for the benefit of our children to be able to and fight for a better society. This society is dying quickly because you have some greedy people out here doing fracking. We're going to bring somebody on soon and let y'all see what fracking is all about. If you go to places like Pennsylvania and the East Coast and what have you, you will see what fracking has done to people's water. And you would see that some of the areas, like in Charleston, West Virginia, they have to bring water in now from Germany because they cannot drink the water. Just like the people in Flint, they cannot drink the water. We got to stop this. It is up to us. And if people say they don't have the time, they will come around when they need our help. We won't turn them down like they're turning us down. But this is war, and you need to draw the line in the sand. Either you're going to fight with those of us that are fighting for the humanity of all the folks uh, in this country and on the international level, or you going to join the enemies that is creating this situation in the first place. Again, Maureen and I hope to be back with you next week. I'm glad that I was able to make it back half sleepy and be with you tonight. And I want to say thanks to Junior because you have been the man, the young man, keeping me awake here, trying to get me ready to get on this program today because I couldn't get the time together. I was out of it. I've been on a plane since almost 5 o'clock this morning, and we didn't get in until I guess some late afternoon. So again, we are looking forward to being here with you tomorrow. Looking forward to being with you tomorrow at the water department, as well at the demonstration that's being held on Livernois. This is not something that we're going to solve overnight, but if we come together, we will have success. And we will end up with a country that represents our interests and that all of us will have the opportunity to flourish and that we can protect nature and everything for our benefit. Thank you again. And how long do we have? Well, we might, we probably be going out. Again, I'll look for you tomorrow. And thank you for letting us come into your homes. Thank you.